Next question, Ron Misen from the AFR.
Thank you for your speech, Commissioner. YouTube has issued a rather unsurprisingly scathing statement saying the eSafety's advice goes against the government's own commitment, its own research on community sentiment, independent research and the view of stakeholders in this debate. Given the government's commitment in the past on YouTube to exempt it, what has changed and what is the impetus for the Minister coming to you and seeking this advice?
Well, the step of taking independent advice from the independent safety regulator was written into the legislation. When the decision was made by the previous Albanese government, they didn't have the benefit of our insights, of our youth research, of the insights that we gained through our basic online safety expectations transparency reports, through our regulatory insights and reports. So when the minister wrote to me last week asking for this advice, that was one of the specific questions she wanted answered from an evidential standpoint, and that's precisely what we provided. What the research we did with the 2,600 10 to 15-year-olds has shown us, it's a very popular and prevalent platform, the most prevalent used by children, and correspondingly, it's where they achieve the most amount of harm or experience the most amount of harm, 37%. The next platform in that category was TikTok at 23%. So there is quite a large difference in terms of the experiencing of harm. And of course, I could talk to you about some of the illegal and Class 1, Class 2 content we've had to have removed from YouTube. I think any platform that says they're absolutely safe is absolutely spinning words.
Thank you.
I'll get my parent hat on here. YouTube Kids, is that on the banned list or the restricted list?
So as part of our safety advice, we provided five different recommendations, and we asked the minister, given time, to consider the first two. We would consider, there are certain platforms that would be considered lower risk. The other thing I should note is this wasn't just about YouTube. YouTube was the only one exempted. Our recommendation was that no specific platform be exempted because, as I said, the relative risks and harms can change at any given moment, as well as the different features they incorporate. If you think about Instagram 10 years ago, it was a photo sharing app, and then it became more of a social media, and then they've added the DM, and now they have ephemeral media and stories, and they have short form videos, and they have a social media and a social media with threads. So I was talking about the distinction, these specific categories, they're all blurring. Even WhatsApp now is offering channels and advertising. So this is a dynamic field, and we have to be able to stay ahead.
Really quickly, on a practical sense, YouTube often is just, for some people, they just use it to watch videos. I mean, if there's a teacher at a school that wants to teach something and there's a video on surfing, they can show that to the kids, can they?
Yep, they can do that in a logged out state, absolutely.
Logged out state is
yeah.
fine. Okay.
Yep.
Marnie True from the ABC's next.
Hi, Commissioner. Thank you for your address. In 2023, an eSafety report found that the age assurance technology market was immature but developing. Has that technology improved significantly since then, and how confident are you that the technology exists now to make the ban meaningfully effective, or the delay meaningfully effective come December?
Yeah, we started working on the age verification roadmap in 2021 and delivered the final roadmap in March 2023. And there were members of the safety tech industry that weren't happy with us. But if you sort of look at the numbers and the maturity of the age assurance technologies that were around then, vis-a-vis, the broader software development system, it was clearly not as developed. I think we've seen huge growth and maturation and sophistication, as I mentioned, of the 53 that are being tested by the age assurance technical trial that's being run by the department through the age certification checks scheme. all 53 of these technologies utilize some form of AI. So it's kind of an innovation hotbed. So in addition to some of the facial age estimation tools, there's one that uses a lot of medical science about ligaments and ligature, which is a biometric, so it asks you to make different signals with your finger, and it can give you a basic age. And that would be very difficult to re-identify. You know, I don't know what the final scoring or accuracy rates will be on those, but what I'm saying is we're seeing innovation happening here. The more that governments are demanding effective age assurance, the more I expect the industry will start investing and innovating in these areas. So it's kind of exciting when you think about it. And it's not just the technology, it's the ecosystem that's maturing. So there's the whole concept of vouching or third-party proofing. I started working on an age verification pilot when I was working for Microsoft here in 2008. And we were talking about using schools to vouch for kids, or the 100 points test that, you know, AusPost delivers. So there are lots of different ways. There'll be challenges with each one of them, but what the preliminary findings do say is that the technology is here and it's possible. None is going to solve every use case, but again, we expect that companies will take layered approaches and use multiple proprietary tools alongside you know, the highest tested third-party tools.
Thank you very much.